Hi everyone, Sue with Everyday Artisan, and today we're going to finish up making my reversible mini skirt. Let's get started. All right, the first thing I did, of course, was cut out my pattern pieces. I used the fitted skirt pattern and did 2 layers. Again, I've got the black and the navy. I shortened the pattern to 17 inches and tried to go all around because on the fitted skirt, even though it's a little bit longer in the back, with a mini skirt, you definitely want it to kind of lay a little bit longer. It actually, right now, if I measure it, looks to about 16 1/4, but that is because I made a clean hem by attaching the 2 sides together first. So the fitted skirt pattern is the pattern that has the seam down the center back. And then if you look at the front, there is no seam on it. And so the first thing I did was to attach these 2 pieces together, because as you can see, the circles that I made, I wanted them to be contiguous above this line. So I thought that would be easiest to do if those were attached together. And then I went and attached both the bottom layers together. Like I mentioned, I wanted this to be a hemmed off bottom as opposed to just a raw edge, which most of my Alabama Chanin pieces are. Then I was at my sister's house, not here. So I'm not using the exact right bowl, but then I took a bowl and placed it on the skirt and just made this circular pattern. I just used a silver Sharpie and went around the bowl, put it next to each other, went around the bowl, and then put the next one so that it kind of centered on both of those pieces and went through. Actually, you can see the very first thing I did was made these bottom half circles. All right, you can even tell I did not do a fantastic job. It was late at night. We were getting ready to go on a trip, so you can kind of see here, probably I can't tell on the video, that it wasn't perfect, but I'm going with the Alabama Chanin saying that says, if you can't notice it, if you're galloping past on a horse, it's good enough. So then I started to do my quilting, if you will, and stitching around the circles. And it was really nice because after a while, you knew exactly what length to make your number 9 button craft thread. Or actually, number 9 is the needle. Button craft is the thread. And I just used the black button craft thread for both the construction and the design. One of the things I really wanted with this was to not have any of my tails out on either side. So you can see even on the black side, I think I have one where I made a mistake somewhere and accidentally have a tail sticking out. Or I went back and fixed it maybe. But what I did in order to accomplish that, now I had not attached my front and my back yet when I did my embellishing. So what I did, obviously this edge was already stitched together. So I would go through in between my 2 layers and start in between the 2 layers and end between the 2 layers. So you're not going to see any of my tails for my embellishing because they're all in between the 2 layers. Once I finished that, I came back and felled this seam, and then I attached the 2 sides and felled those seams. It's a little clunky here because of, I don't know if you can tell how clunky it is, because it was the 2 layers already stitched together. So there was already some bulk here. So when I was attaching it, it was a little awkward. But so now I'm at the place to attach my waistband. And I use Alabama Chanin's fold over elastic. I've got it in black, which I think hopefully, it'll keep the black side real monochromatic. But on this side, because the black thread, eventually, after I wash it a few times, my guess is that the silver of the Sharpie's kind of going to disappear. And actually, in the meantime, I don't mind it, because if I'm just wearing it with something navy, the silver kind of makes it stand out more. I wear a size large, and so I think that my band is going to be a even yard. And I even tried this. I was like, well, about what's it going to be? I didn't know if maybe I had done something different. So I did that, and then I looked at this. I said, okay, let's go to about 36. And sure enough, it was about the same, maybe a little over. But I don't mind if I make it a little shorter so that it can be a little tighter around the waist and cinch it in, hold it up better. So I'm going to go ahead to my 1 yard mark. Obviously, if you're a small, medium, extra large, yours is going to be different. But I got lucky because then I actually had ordered a whole 5 yard thing from Alabama Chanin just to have it on hand, because you're never going to have enough black fold over elastic. And then I will go around, since this is the back, I'll probably start here and go around. I gotta fold over. And I'll go around and attach it all the way around. And then I'm gonna do the zigzag stitch from the Alabama Chanin's embroidery and stitches book. I bought a skirt from Alabama Chanin, and that was the stitch that they had on it, and it just looks really clean and simple. So that's what I've done on most of my skirts. And I think the geometric of the zigzag will kind of work with the geometric of the circles. So let me go ahead and do that, and we'll zip through that real quick, and then I'll go ahead and do a quick model of the skirt with my walking cape. I like to use the quilt clips rather than pins to hold on my fold over elastic. That way I don't accidentally prick myself at all. And you want to make sure as you begin to stitch around on the fold over elastic that you kind of continue to pull it tight, and that way you're ensuring that the elastic is as tight, if not tighter, than the fabric, so that it helps it cinch in the waist and hold the skirt up. All right, well, I'm almost all the way around. I've just got this little bit more to go, but you can see that my overlap, because I started right here, it's probably about 1 inch. So I probably could have cut it at 35 inches, but I'd rather have too much than too little. You can hopefully see the zigzag on this side, and then on the black side, it's just a simple, what looks like straight running stitches almost. All right, I'm real excited. Okay, before I change into the new skirt, I wanted to tell you a little bit about the dress that I'm wearing. This dress was something I tried to recreate based on something that I saw for sale online. I think it was ThreadUp. Might have been one of the more fancier sites, but I saw what was a collection dress online, and it it was on sale for like $300. So I like literally put it in my cart right away, purchased it, and then got an email like 15 minutes later that said, oh, that dress is not for sale. So I think whomever listed it realized, oh, wait a minute, I got a gem here. So I tried to recreate it, and I'll link below the blog post of what I did. And I don't really wear it because where this line lands, I think highlights my stomach. But the top is very similar to a corset, and it actually continues down with the pieces, but it's in 3 sections. So the top is just plain black. This section is black, and I stenciled black paint of Magdalena on it, and the very bottom is navy. So this is definitely, black and navy is my jam. Yeah, so let's go try on the new skirt. All right, I decided to put it on with my walking cape. Here it is on the navy side. And here it is in black. Love it. So cute. With my age, I think I still can get away with a mini skirt, I hope. I forgot to tell you guys the story about how the skirt came about. Actually, my sister made it first. I'll share a picture here. She made it in red and black, and I liked it so much that I copied her. You know, when she was making it, I think she made it out of a different pattern because hers has darts. And at first we talked about whether or not we wanted to add any more layering to make it more quilted. But as it is, I think it turned out great, and I'm really excited. So thank you guys for joining me.